Wonderful. So, backing up again to introductions, I'd like to introduce Josh Durr, who came in a little while back, but I didn't catch him as Josh came in. He was, he was very much the leader of a couple of groups in the Valley for Obama during this last campaign. Did a wonderful job and very active in voter registration and that so on. So we're glad you could make it, Josh.
Looks like I'm the youngest one here.
That's something we need to work on. Also, with Rob here, he'd like to say a couple of words. And so, Rob?
Well, hi, folks. I just wanted to come up today as State Party Vice Chair to thank you. To thank you for the last 4 years of hard work and diligent work. I have a little different opinion about the state of the party. I think that they did a fantastic job. I know because I was there those sleepless nights when Wayne would call me at 2 in the morning and you know, and we would talk about what was going on. And I'll tell you this, the Republicans are running scared. They're running scared because they have gone to people like Tim Bridgewater and Dave Hansen, Orrin Hatch's Hatchet Man, to run as party chair because we're starting to sting folks. And this is the same thing that happened in Denver. It's the same thing that happened in Montana. And not being the reddest state in the nation, I think, is a pretty important deal because that's who we've been for the last almost 20 years. We had more candidates run this year than we have since Cal Rampton was our governor. And I'm going to tell you something. Wayne Holland has a great vision. Kathy Snyder has a great vision. Well, you're going to have a heck of a vice chair. Karen Hill, did you know she ran with Bill Orton for lieutenant governor and with Scott Matheson as lieutenant governor? We have a team there that's going to be fantastic. Now, I decided to run for county party because Wayne and I have been talking about this for the last 4 years, that it's county parties where we're going to win this. Guess how much money Salt Lake County Republican Party raised last year? Or I guess over the last 2 years. 603,000, I believe, 630,000, something like that. It was in the paper. It was over $600,000. Our county parties are where we're going to have that victory in 2010 with the senator. That's where we're going to have our victory in 2012. Let me ask you, how sweet was it when Barack Obama was elected on election night? Were you happy?
Yes.
You didn't see the Republicans? Were they very happy? Even though we had our slight gains, they not only, and it wasn't just because of the presidency, it's because they see we're starting to move forward, they're moving backwards. We're moving forward, they're moving backwards. And I'm going to tell you, if you thought it was sweet to have Barack Obama elected as your president, think how sweet it will be again to put a governor in the House, in the Capitol, down in Salt Lake City, Utah. That's why I got involved with politics. That's why I got involved, because I cared about senior citizens and children and families. I cared that those people had representation, and we're going to have that again. I'm going to tell you folks something. I've got a Senate candidate that's getting ready. I think we can beat Bob Bennett in 2010, but not without strong county parties. Now, Wayne Holland has asked me to run for chair of chairs, just so you know, and he wants me to do that because he's going to, this is his words, not mine. I need an equal, Rob, in that situation to go to not only help have a twice-a-month call with the county parties so that we're all on message, that we're all on track, that we're all working to build those ledge districts and leadership that we need, but also to go to those counties where we don't have real strong parties. George McGovern came down and had dinner with us a few years ago, and he said, you guys are getting to that point where you realize you're going to go to those counties, you're going to go knock on doors, and you're going to say, you're the new chair. Well, guess what? I actually, one of the reasons I decided to run for Davis County Chair was I talked to my wife and family, and my kids, they want to be around me more. They're at a great age. They're 4, 6, and 8. But Wayne came to me and talked to me about this. I went and talked to my wife last week. She said yes. That's why we need you to continue to stay involved. When Cal Rampton was governor, if you wanted something done for your county, guess who you went through? You didn't go through your legislators necessarily. You went through your county chair. And we need that type of infrastructure again. So my wife's given me a reprieve on my promise to stay just in Davis County. My deal is I have to take my kids with me all over the state. So guess what? The best times I had growing up as a child. My father worked for Cal Rambin, was going on those opportunities, those trips, playing in the Capitol on Saturdays, going to conventions, meeting people like Wayne Owens, Gunn McKay, meeting great leaders, who I've known mostly a great Democrat. Continue to remind people, folks, about the great stewardship Utah Democrats have given to the state. Bring up Cal Rambin, bring up Scott Matheson, bring up Peter Carew, who's with Wayne. Bring up Jim Matheson, who's with Wayne. Ralph Becker, who's with Wayne. I'm telling you, the State Party has done great strides. I am a friend of both Jeff Bell and Wayne Holland, and I love them both. And Jeff Bell is a good guy. He is. But Wayne Holland is the chair of this party, and Wayne Holland is the one that's going to take us to that victory in 2010 and 2012. And I'm sorry to make this a political speech, but this matters to me, and I'm going to stay involved. And I know Joe's going to stay involved. And I know Morgan's going to stay involved, and I know that Tanya's going to stay involved. So, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for letting me be your vice chair. But I'm not going anywhere, really. Yes, I'll be in Davis County, but I'm going to spread myself a little thin until I don't need to anymore. When we have a true 29-county Democratic Party that's raising money, where you can decide what ads go into your local paper, because we have that strength. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes, sir.
And thank you and your officers for the good work you do. I really appreciate it. Folks, I have to run to wash that to Weber, but any questions?
I just have one question. Where was the funeral?
Oh, let me tell
I
you,
couldn't figure out.
the most beautiful, if you go to my blog, UtahAmicus.com, another way the state party is communicated, we kind of started laying off blogging because we thought our local bloggers were starting to do it. They were saying everything we'd say. But if you go to UtahAmicus.com, we've picked it up again, you can see all about Bill Morton's funeral. It was in the Federal Heights ward. Governor Huntsman and Doug Wright, two Republicans, praised our Utah Democratic congressman. And if you've looked at the news, look at the legacy about working for, and that's what we look for when we look for candidates. I don't necessarily look for, the most Democratic person. I look for Utahns that represent their areas that happen to have kind of the same philosophies we do democratically, and that is good government. We're not there to, to say that, what are we now? We're socialists? What do you keep hearing? We're socialists? Well, you're not going to hear the Utah State Democratic Party go out and call them fascists, okay? Because that's not what government's about. That's about politics. What we want is good government, good stewardship. We want to be the reasonable one.